Tonight on CTV News, the Education Minister once again says no to Phillipstown School, an arson attack leaves a Christchurch mechanic out of pocket, and a new Kiwi chick hatches at Arana Wildlife Park. This is CTV News, I'm Grant Mangan. The clock is ticking on the closure of Phillipstown School. The Christchurch City Council sent a plea to postpone the school's closure, but the government isn't changing its decision.
A lost effort to save Phillipstown School from closing. The Ministry of Education is standing by their decision to close the school, despite the Christchurch City Council standing up against the decision.
Well, we're actually very disappointed in the Minister's response to that letter, and what we're doing as a board is continuing to make sure that all the factual information is actually released out to the public.
The council sent a letter to the Minister of Education, Hekia Parata, at the beginning of July, hoping the minister would postpone the closure of the school. After almost a month, the minister replied defending her decision. Minister Parata says when the future of the school is uncertain, there can be detrimental effects on its operations and its ability to provide high-quality education. But Phillipstown don't believe the minister is being transparent about the decision.
What's written in all the documents and the rationale that they're using isn't necessarily all factual information. You know, we've counter-argued a lot of the information that the ministry is using.
Phillipstown has been battling to stay open since Minister Parata announced its closure over 2 years ago. A High Court ruling found the minister failed to meet requirements in the consultation process over the merger last year, but that hasn't changed her decision.
We will keep pursuing every avenue that we have open to us, and, you know, like I say, all we can do is continue to put factual information out there.
Phillipstown is set to close its school gates for good at the end of the year and will merge with Woolston Primary School in 2015. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Labour has pledged to make visits to the doctor free for the elderly, but that isn't sitting well with other political parties who are calling the proposed scheme unaffordable.
The National Party is proposing that all children under the age of 13 have free access to the doctors, and now Labour leader David Cunliffe wants to extend that scheme with the over 65s. It's not just doctors, prescriptions would also be free. Pregnant women and all children up to the age of 13 would also get free primary health and dental care. Labour says the total plan would cost $280 million. The new proposal would mean free prescriptions and doctor visits would be available for 40% of the population, or about 1.7 million people. The National Party says the scheme is unaffordable and has branded the proposal desperate electioneering. Health Minister Tony Ryle then highlighted that Labour has failed to factor in high levels of demand if the service was free. Meanwhile, New Zealand First Leader Winston Peters is promising his party would give all newborn babies a $1,000 kickstart to their Kiwi saver. Instead of using it for a first home or saving it for retirement, that money can be put towards paying off a future student loan.
A Christchurch mechanic is facing a $200,000 clean-up bill following an arson attack over the weekend.
The charred remains of a dream.
It's just gutting on such a small thing can, make a disaster of a business,
For 8 years, Milligan automotive owner Dean Milligan has worked out of this garage. That was until an arsonist set the place alight yesterday morning.
It's going to be another hurdle, like most businesses. There's always hurdles, and this one's just another one in the whole picture, but we just need to get up and operating as soon as possible.
The fire started out the front when the arsonist lit material. The flames then spread inside before catching a row of tyres. Hoists and stock were damaged, as well as several vehicles, including this one. Ironically, Dean only left the pallets out because the workshop's floor had just been painted. Unfortunately, earthquake repairs were due to start today. That meant he didn't have insurance, and any repairs will be coming out of his own pocket. The damage is extensive. The $200,000 clean-up and repair job will take at least 3 months.
We'll try and put all the gear into a 40-foot container, and obviously it's going to have a new roof and a full back revamp.
Police are investigating and are reviewing security camera footage throughout the area. Police dogs have picked up the scent of the arsonist but lost it near the nearby cemetery.
And what do you say to the person who did this?
Oh, just ridiculous. You just don't realise, how much damage they can cause to anybody, It's just ridiculous.
Dean is a skilled mechanic and has picked up a reputation for his efficiency and quality work. His company carries the maintenance of St John's ambulances on its books. That contract will help the company keep going during this tough time.
We pretty much do 1 to 2 ambulances every day of the week, so we do a lot for them, so we don't want to lose that contract either.
Friends of the mechanic have come to his aid. Some are helping with the cleaning, another is giving him a place to work from.
We're lucky we've got close friends that have leased us another space so that the boys can carry on operating, but this is going to be a long project to get this back up to normal operating thing.
He's vowing to get his business back up and running as soon as possible. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Engineering projects across Queensland are being reassessed after it was found an engineer who was involved in the design of the CTV building was working on projects using false name and qualifications.
On February the 22nd, 2011, the Christchurch earthquake killed 115 people in the collapse of the CTV building. Gerald Shirtcliffe supervised the construction of the CTV building in 1986. Found in the Royal Commission into the Christchurch earthquakes last year, Gerald Shirtcliffe pleaded guilty on June 12th to 146 charges. The charges included carrying out professional engineering services while not a registered engineer, as well as making false and misleading statements to the Board of Professional Engineers of Queensland. Shirtcliffe stole the identity and qualifications of a former colleague, British engineer William Fisher. In an affidavit to the court, William Fisher wrote he believed his original copy of the degree went missing while working with Shirtcliffe in South Africa in 1969. Gerald Shirtcliffe has been working in Queensland as a registered engineer since the year 2000 under William Fisher's name. Reassessments of the engineering projects Shirtcliffe has worked on are currently being done. Gerald Shirtcliffe walked free from court with a $500,000 fine and an order to pay $20,000 in professional costs.
Coming up, unemployment figures are coming down in Christchurch.
Southern News Week is an Otago-based news bulletin. Produced locally in Dunedin, it's your chance to catch up on everything that's happening in the community. Southern News Week, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. and repeated Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on CTV. Welcome to Caltex Redwood. We're a family-owned business proudly supporting our local community. We're open 24/7 for fuel and shop goods, and we have an amazing team of people ready to help you. Save at least 6 cents per litre using AA Smart Fuel cards. We also offer great value on our LPG bottle fills. We have a full workshop and Bridgestone Tyre Centre. Our mechanics and tyre technicians will get your car sorted. Caltex Redwood, we're just down from St Bede's on Main North Road. Caltex Redwood, what drives you?
Located at the foot of the Port Hills, Berrymead Golf offers a spectacular location for any occasion. Make a dream wedding a reality with private use of our green function room, outdoor garden courtyard, large marquee and stunning gazebo. Or for your next conference, enjoy the relaxed atmosphere of Berrymead Golf, offering a private, spacious conference room with special deals to make any break a true break. All with customised catering from the Wow Cafe. Berrymead Golf, 50 Berrymead Park Drive, right next to the Berrymead Heritage Park.
Introducing My Freeview.
This fella doesn't just preserve your right to watch free digital TV. It fits your viewing around your life. Too busy putting out fires? Record at the touch of a button. Want to watch one channel and record another? You can. And if you need to nip away,
Hit pause, even a live show.
for a one-off payment, you can enjoy Freeview when it suits you, not someone else.
It's like having your own TV station at home without monthly fees or contracts. My Freeview. It's Kiwi for TV.
Come in and meet the locals at the Bush Inn Centre. Whether it's to grab a coffee on the go or to catch up with a friend over lunch or dinner, the Bush Inn Centre is the perfect place. With our unique range of shops, you'll find everything you're looking for and more. Our friendly locals are always happy to help. We have plenty of parking at the Bush Inn Centre, making your shopping experience just a little bit easier. So come in, meet the locals and shop Bush Inn. You'll find us on the corner of Riccarton and Waimari Roads.
The Tiki Tour Ride. Kia ora.
Hey, my name's Victoria.
And my name is Nana. Climb aboard the Tiki Tour bus and join in on all the fun.
every Saturday at 8 here on CTV.
Ka kite. Enjoy the show.
The New Zealand Insurance Council are picking up the pace on settling claims, but there's one thing holding them up.
Consents are causing delays for insurers. The New Zealand Insurance Council settled $12 billion worth of claims, showing there's an upsurge in repairs, rebuilds and settlements in Canterbury. 1,600 properties being managed by insurers are now under construction.
That's nails being hammered in by chippies, and we'd expect those to be through the process over the next 6 months.
But the Christchurch City Council lost its power to issue building consents last year. After failing to tackle major delays, government officials stepped in to help speed up the process. Technology changes within the system are now designed to increase efficiency.
We want to see that progress continue on, but at the moment it is taking longer, but the vast volume of consenting applications going through the council makes it difficult for them to improve things at the present time.
However, it's not only consents that are slowing insurers down.
Retaining walls in the Port Hills, getting those fixed up, where there's people don't always have the money to fix up the retaining wall, which impacts on the ability for someone to get a consent in the house next door. There's a whole bunch of stuff there that needs to be sorted out too.
News Talk ZB reports the Insurance Council are beating projections, expecting it to take just 6 years to settle all claims instead of 11.
Those projections are just sort of sit down with a slide rule or a calculator and project things forward. No, we are looking to have the vast majority, and I'm talking sort of well over 90% completed by the end of 2016, which is consistent with what we've been saying for the last couple of years. Sure, there may be a few that'll slip into 17, but talk about 11 years and 6 years is nonsense.
Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Christchurch's unemployment rate is the lowest since the earthquakes.
Directly following the earthquakes, there was a lot of uncertainty in Christchurch. The central city was red zoned. Central city businesses were either destroyed or shut off. Some down High Street still are. And yet new figures show that nearly 4 years on from the September 2010 earthquake, Canterbury's unemployment rate is the country's lowest, at 2.8%, down from 3.3% in the last quarter. Christchurch's unemployment rate is extremely low when compared to the national average, which at 5.6% is the lowest unemployment rate since 2009. Statistics New Zealand figures show that Canterbury has contributed the most to the low national level of employment growth. The new figures from the Ministry of Social Development show that even beneficiaries from other parts of the country have found work in Christchurch. 157 took up the offer of a $3,000 grant for moving to start a job in the Garden City. However, Labour's employment spokesman, Grant Robertson, says that Christchurch's employment figures were skewing national numbers. In a press release, he says the government shouldn't be celebrating when there are still 137,000 people out of work, 32,000 more than in 2008 when National came into power. He describes disaster recovery as not being an economic plan. Once you remove Canterbury's figures, he says the overall unemployment rate actually increases to around 6%. The retail sector has seen the largest increase in Canterbury, with an additional 12,400 jobs in retail, trade, accommodation and the food services industry in the past year. In comparison, the construction industry saw an additional 10,300 jobs.
You may be wondering what's happening with the roof of the Odeon Theatre. It's been sitting on Manchester Street since the earthquakes and is hitting ratepayers in the pocket.
The Odeon Theatre roof was removed by Xero more than 2 years ago. Now it sits on the footpath. As the Christchurch Press reports, the 40 metres of temporary fencing surrounding it is costing ratepayers $184 a week. That's been $10,000 so far. Locals are calling it an eyesore and say it's bad for business. Xero purchased the Odeon Theatre site last year for $1.75 million, but don't own the roof. And the Christchurch City Council has made it clear to the press that once it knows who owns it, the council will try and remove it from the footpath. So who's responsible? Well, that could be the bankrupt property owner David Henderson, who has told the press he's pushing hard to save the ruins of the Odeon Theatre so it can be restored. He's prepared to move it off the footpath to another site as long as it isn't further damaged in the process.
The native bird breeding season at Orana Wildlife Park has begun early with the birth of a Kiwi chick.
Meet a 10-day-old sleepy Kiwi. Not too excited to be awoken, this nocturnal native bird is Orana's first Kiwi chick for the year. This little one had a rough start into the world after staff found him to be caught in the egg in the wrong position. Orana's staff stepped in to assist his arrival.
And we could detect from candling him, which is like shining a light into the egg, that there was something wrong. So we x-rayed him and found that he was actually stuck in a way that he shouldn't. So made a little hole into the egg to find his bill, and then made a little tear in the membrane which allowed him to get oxygen, so that triggers the hatching sequence.
10 days on, the young Kiwi is progressing well.
For us, he's our biggest one. He's about, I think he's 30 grams on our last biggest chick, but wild Kiwi chicks are generally larger than the captive chicks, so he'd still be quite small compared to a wild one.
The team at Orana hope to get the youngster eating on his own soon. Still nameless, this native bird will receive a name as his personality starts to appear.
Most of our chicks are actually quite feisty, and they'll kick you and they'll quite often growl, so they look really cute, but they've actually got quite a bit of strength behind them. We normally wait to see what their personality's like a little bit before we give them a name, see how they evolve, because some of them, like I say, they're quite different from each other. But yeah, he'll get his own wee name, he'll get a microchip.
Orana is home to 13 Kiwi, 7 males, 5 females, and this newly born chick. Although Orana's Wildlife Park is a place for the public to visit animals, this little guy will grow up behind the scenes. Part of the captive component of the Kiwi Recovery Program, Orana's native Kiwi are all part of the brown Kiwi species. There are 5 different kinds of the flightless bird throughout New Zealand, all of which at risk. The constant threat to the native bird is dogs off their leash and rodents. Kiwis don't have a breastbone, which makes them an easy meal for many animals. Wanting to keep our endangered native bird around for many generations to come, it's important to be mindful of keeping pets leashed while in Kiwi-filled areas. Joelle Batista, CTV News.
They really are delightful, aren't they, little Kiwis? Let's hope that one makes it to maturity. Well, still to come, your local sport and weather updates.
Tomorrow Today is your science program, presenting a comprehensive overview of the latest trends in science and research. Tomorrow Today, Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m, right here on CTV.
Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Stay Well Pharmacy. Whatever the season, Stay Well Pharmacy has you covered. As an integrated pharmacy, we stock all the well-known pharmacy medicines, as well as quality nutritional and herbal treatments. Our team of pharmacists and full-time naturopath are here to help you find the products and advice to suit the needs of you and your family. So come in and see us at Stay Well Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road in Hornby. Stay Well Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Get rid of that damaging and unsightly moss, mould and lichen from your path, drive or roof with Mossbuster. Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. Mossbuster costs less than half the price of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest. Check out our website to find the best solution to your moss, mould and grime problem. Order online or call us now on 0800 88 1000.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Wild Spirits covers the biggest, most extreme sports events across the planet. From surfing to base jumping, snowboarding to motocross, this series will sure to have you on the edge of your seat. Wild Spirits, Wednesday nights at 7, CTV.
Well, it's the start of a new week, so that means Here's Gordon with highlights from the weekend sport.
After suffering heartbreak in the last two grand finals, the Hawesville Hornets have come out on top in yet another drama-filled Canterbury Rugby League grand final. With the match at 24 all in the 78th minute, it was Brendan Tusa who broke the deadlock to give the Hornets the win 28 points to 24. Hawesville opened the scoring with their first set of the match through captain Will Tafua before the Celebration Lions hit back after Hawesville hooker Manu Wipu was sin-binned. After the sin-binning, the Hornets extended to a 24 points to 8 lead at half-time before the Lions came back spirited in the second half, scoring 3 unanswered tries. It was then the Hornets that sent out one final sting to take the honours. The competition's Gore Cup was also competed for over the weekend, which saw Hornby defeat Papanui 20 points to 16. The semi-finalists for this season's Press Cup have been found, with Timaru Boys High making an unlikely last-day bid to sneak into the top 4. Needing a win against St Thomas's and for St Bede's to lose to St Andrews, Timaru got the first job done before the drama unfolded at St Andrews. With Bede's needing a win to make the top 4, a bonus point win would have put them in third spot. Bede's were made to pay for their earlier decisions to go for tries rather than take points when St Andrews grabbed 2 late tries to take the win 22-13. Christchurch Boys High School will have a home semi-final against Timaru Boys next weekend, while Nelson College will host Marlborough. The Canterbury Premier League field hockey competition had their finals over the weekend, with the Carlton Redcliffe's men's side taking the title after defeating previously unbeaten Harewood 1-0. The women's final offered far more scoring, with high school Old Boys Burnside seeing off Carlton Redcliffe's 5-3. Balclutha's Reece Gardner battled snowy conditions to take out Saturday's Catlins Coast Rally. The local driver took his local event for the second time with co-driver Alex Ramsey in their Mitzi Evo 9. Christchurch's Richard Baddock had a consistent drive to finish second in the event and extends his lead in the Mainland Rally Series with just one event remaining. The tricky conditions caught out a number of drivers, including Christchurch driver Marcus Van Klink, who left the road here in his Toyota Corolla AE86. And finally tonight, the Canterbury Red Devils have hit their straps heading into the tail end of this year's National Ice Hockey League after thrashing top-of-the-table rivals the Dunedin Thunder in both of their matches over the weekend. After defeating the Thunder 6-1 on Saturday, the Red Devils delivered another blow to their title rivals with a crushing 6-0 win yesterday. Chris Eden was the standout performer for the Red Devils, registering a hat-trick in both games. The 2 wins now mean that the Red Devils are assured of a berth in the competition final with 2 games still remaining. You're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Finlater for CTV Sport.
Now, both Gordon, our sports reporter, and Doug, our director here, tell me that the Press Cup game was a fantastic game, very important, but also a great game. If you missed coverage over the weekend, I'm very pleased to tell you, you do have another opportunity to catch up with it. We do repeat the game on Thursday at 7 p.m, so that's the Press Cup coverage here on Thursday at 7 p.m. Well, each week we invite our viewers to suggest some music to accompany our weather. This is a track called Country from the album Walking on a Dream by the pop band Empire of the Sun. Here is your regional weather.
Good evening, Canterbury. Let's take a look at your region's weather. Looking first at Timaru, Temuka and Geraldine, 16. Methven, Ashburton and Rakaia hit 16 today. Darfield, Leaston and Ralston had a warm day on 16. Looking at Lincoln and Christchurch, they also hit 16 degrees. Over in Akarawa, they had one of the highs of the region on 17. Moving along to the Waimakiriri district, Rangiora, Kaiapoi and Amberley also had a high of 17. In the Hurunui district, Culverden and Miss Springs and Cheviot were on 16, and up the very top in Kaikoura, 16 today. But what's in store for tomorrow? In Timaru, cloud increasing and cold southwesterly winds, freshening during the day with showers developing, hitting an overnight low of 7 and a high of just 13 degrees. In Ashburton, fine at first with high cloud and westerlies, but colder southwesterlies freshening during the afternoon with some thundery showers developing, hitting an overnight low of 7 and a high of 14. Enjoy your Tuesday morning because the weather worsens during the afternoon as cold southwesterly winds develop and bring some showers, maybe with hail or thunder, hitting an overnight low of 7 and a high of 14. And in Kaikoura, a fine morning in store with mild westerlies but a cold blustery southwest change. During the afternoon will bring a period of showers. Expected to be 7 overnight and a high of 14 during the day. And looking at other areas around the region, Temuka and Geraldine expect showers with a high of 13. Methven and Rakaia cloudy with a low of 7 and high of 13. Darfield and Leeston have thunderstorms in store with a high of 14. Ralston and Lincoln, dark clouds with thunderstorms and a high of 14. Over in Akarawa, cloudy with a high of 14. Rangiora, Kaiapoi and Amberley expect cloud with a high of 14. Culverden, Hanmer Springs and Cheviot, showers in the afternoon with a high of 13 degrees. And looking ahead for Canterbury, mostly fine on Wednesday with sunny periods during the morning, but cloud increasing during the afternoon and cold southwesterlies freshening again with a brief period of showers mostly on the coast. Similar weather on Thursday and Friday, mostly fine with westerly winds in the mornings, but cold southwesterlies freshening in the afternoons, with brief periods of cloud and coastal showers. Fine and sunny at the weekend with light northeasterly winds. It'll bring pleasant temperatures, it'll be frosty at night also. And that's all for your region's weather. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
And that's CTV News for Monday. I'm Grant Mangan. Good night.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.